Defense attorneys for Sean Diddy Combs say they are just getting started when it comes to fighting for his release. The hip-hop mogul was acquitted this week on the most serious charges against him. That was racketeering and sex trafficking. But the judge denied bail as government prosecutors insisted Combs is still a danger. Let's bring criminal defense attorney Brian Claypool. Thank you so much for talking to us. It's important to remind viewers that this is not a case against Diddy for assault, sexual assault, and the number of gross things that happened allegedly in his home under his watch, the parties, all of it. Okay, this was just about the sex trafficking and the racketeering. Those two charges. How difficult was it for the prosecution to prove them?
Well, look, good morning, by the way, and happy 4th.
You too.
In terms of whether Sean Combs should stay in jail or be let out on bail, I think if the judge stuck to the books, right, and looked at what the meaning of bail is, it's to make sure that he shows up in court, right? And I don't personally believe that he is a flight risk, but this judge mentioned as well that he wasn't allowing bail for Sean Combs because he's violent. He poses a risk of violence to others. But if you look at the verdict in the case, he was not convicted of a violent crime. He was convicted of transporting others for prostitution purposes. But look, at the end of the day, though, I don't think Sean Combs' team is going to be able to get him out prior to sentencing, because if you recall, this same judge also denied bail for him before the case started.
I mean, we've seen surveillance video of Sean Combs behaving violently. I mean, grabbing a woman who's trying to run out of your hotel room, who was his girlfriend at the time, by the leg, throwing her down on the ground. I mean, those are acts of violence. So, I mean, the public has made up their minds as far as Sean Combs and him and his violent record. But again, getting back to the sex trafficking, that part was really difficult for the prosecution to prove clearly, and that's why he was found not guilty on those charges. Sean Combs' defense attorney, though, and their team says that they aren't done yet. They say that they're not going to stop until Combs walks out of prison, a free man to his family. Do you think Combs could actually walk free after all of this?
No, I don't think he's gonna walk free. The reason why is for federal sentencing requirements, there's numerical numbers used. It goes from 1 to 43, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're charged with first-degree murder, your index level is a 43, and you're going to be in jail for a long time, up to life. But the type of crime that Sean Combs was convicted of puts him at a base level of about 14, and then you have enhancements that the judge can use. For example, what you're talking about, the use of force and violence, that maybe takes him up a notch further. Those are called enhancements. But even with that, if this judge uses what's called concurrent sentencing, which he probably will, which means you go to jail for one of the crimes 10 years, not 2 times 10, which is 20, then realistically, Sean Combs is looking at jail time of what, between 3 to 5 years maybe, and then you give him time served of, it's going to be up to close to a year. And then in federal prison, usually you've got to serve at least 85% of the prison sentence. So if he gets out after 85% of the time, then he's in jail for probably a year and a half. But to me, that's not a long time for the type of charges that were leveled here.
No, it certainly is not. But there is more to come, so you never know. I mean, this case sort of seems to keep everybody guessing. Brian Claypool, thank you very much for talking to us on this 4th of July.
You
Have
bet.
a great
Thank
holiday.
you. Happy 4th.